What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And finally, I'm here. Let's jump right into this, guys. We got a full house. What's going on, guys? Let me start from the top. Shazan, what's going on, bro? Bullish in the house. Gina, Ricky, Twan, what's going on? Flip, what's going on, brother? Rodney, Carlos, Ricky, Overcome. Got the whole squad in here. What is going on, guys? Mr. Tanker said Northeast Philadelphia is in the house. All right, bro. What's going on, man? Make sure you guys slap those likes. That's what Bullish said. Let's jump right into this, guys. So what a crazy day we've had today, guys. What a freaking crazy day. Bitcoin absolutely ripping. You guys already know. We've ran up for Bitcoin 73,600 before getting rejected. I really thought we were about to slap that all-time high. We came so close to this all-time high. All-time high right now being at around 73,900. 73,900, sorry about that. And it looks like we literally came within a 0.5%, 0.3% from an all-time high. I would imagine that probably on some charts, we actually got even closer to those all-time highs. So we'll just call it as today. We pretty much slapped that all-time high. We came a little bit below, but we already knew that that all-time high was going to be a rejection. Just like we talked about previously, we talked about this on our members stream yesterday, and we talked about this last week. The 69,000 level, which was our previous all-time high from 2021, was going to be a big spot for rejection, and you guys saw we kept slapping 69,000, no diddy on that one, and basically getting rejected, right? So it is going to take a little bit of time. I think maybe a few times for us to come up and really just keep knocking on that all-time highs door before we break through. But guys, take it in right now. Bitcoin is at $72,000+ right now, guys. Freaking crazy. What a time to be alive, guys. We've been calling this for the last For the last few months, we've been pointing at all the indicators that are just pointing towards the upside. Obviously, we were going to see some volatility in between then and now, and we still are going to see a lot of volatility. We're actually going to go over some stuff that we did talk about on the member stream that we have for this week coming up. That's going to probably, throw a little bit of some curveballs in the mix of everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into there. Sorry, I have freaking someone calling my phone, and they know I'm live right now. So just want to say thank you guys for being here. Welcome. Let's see here. Moore said no pressure, but is this the best crypto community out in the game? Everyone not highlighted in green should definitely consider being a member. You won't regret it. Definitely agree with you guys. We definitely go live for our member streams once a week. We've been actually doing it on the Mondays because we're basically, what we're doing is we go over on Monday member stream to kind of go over what we have for this week. So, and if you were here, you already know, not me, but Ricky actually was calling these moves. Ricky said, make sure you answer your grandma's phone call. Because remember last time, my grandmother kept calling me on live, and I was like, hold on, guys. And I took the phone call. It's not my grandmother this time, Ricky. I would take it, honestly. I would. Vitas, what's going on, brother? If you guys are new, obviously, if you're talking, you already are subscribed. But make sure you guys slap those likes. So we're going to be getting into everything here. So let's look at the crypto bubbles for today. Let's look at some of the bigger movers. Sui, absolutely ripping right now at 18%. Hex up 18%. Popcat 11. Pendle. Dogecoin. What's going on with Dogecoin, guys? I've seen a lot of YouTubers, for whatever reason, going across my feed today. I'm talking about at least 10 different YouTubers talking about Dogecoin about to start ripping. And I'm like, is it really? I look up the chart and I'm like, all right, it looks like it's doing pretty good. Nero, 8% up. We could go down. Ethereum's up 3%. Ethereum has been lagging, obviously, versus Bitcoin, but, we'll get into all that stuff here. We already called that, about a week ago as far as Ethereum, comparing the charts for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And obviously, Ethereum has not been performing as well as Bitcoin or even Solana, right? So, but guys, take it in. We're doing good right now. If you've made it through the last few months, not that the last few months have been brutal, but we've had some ups and downs. I told you guys a month ago, this was more of a mental kind of thing, right? Where we have these days where we're up, and then the next day or the next week we're down brutally, retesting 49K. And it just takes a lot out of you mentally, right? And you just, I'm sure there's been plenty of times where you're like, should I just sell and take a loss? Well, days like this, weeks like we've had, right, proves to you, because it's not me. I'm just reading the charts, reading the articles, telling you guys what the indicators are. It's you that are holding or selling. Obviously, hopefully you're holding, right? For days like this where you can see that this market has nothing but up to move, right? We're going to have days where, and weeks and maybe even months where we are down. But when you zoom out on these charts, it just shows you that we've been having some massive, massive moves. And when Bitcoin starts running, it runs, guys. It runs. So with that being said, guys, for Bitcoin particularly, our spot that we're looking for as some support that we really want to hold. If we don't hold it, it's not the end of the world. But what we really want to hold going into tonight, 72,000, right? We have broke down slightly below at around 71.8, 71.9, but 72,000 is pretty much what we need, or what we would like to hold, right? It's kind of like when we look at the Fibonacci, we always talk about, holding that 236 level. This is pretty much our 236 level that we really want to hold right now. 382 would technically be that 70,000. I think 70,000 is what we have to hold. The bare minimum, if we come back to retest that 69K, let me pull up my other chart. If we come back to retest the 69K, which I have it in white, this is our previous all-time high, it's not going to be the end of the world. It might spook some people, right? But sometimes a retest like that easily can happen just for us to bounce and continue up our movement towards all-time highs, right? We're so close. I do think that all-time highs are basically, they're inbound, right? They're pretty much inbound. We'll have to see what this week brings, but that brings me to wanting to inform you guys. So looking at the daily, it just looks absolutely insane. I got everybody calling me here. So we have Jolt's job openings. This was earlier today. We'll go over that here in a second, but forecast was at 799. It came a little short at 744. But really, what we have is the GDP, which comes out tomorrow, right? That might be why we're seeing a little bit of some volatility. We have GDP growth for tomorrow coming out. That's going to be at 8:30. I am contemplating if we're going to maybe have a morning stream to check out those numbers. We have core PCE price index dropping the following day, which is going to be on Thursday. And then the big thing that I'm saying is probably going to be the biggest mover is the unemployment rate and non-farm payrolls, right? So that's going to be the big thing that we're looking for this week. That's going to be basically every single day for the rest of this week. We have numbers, macro numbers jumping out. So it could cause some volatility. 8 days until the Fed FOMC meeting, the day after the election. I just found out that the FOMC meeting was technically supposed to be on the day of the election, but because of the election, they moved it to the following day because they don't want to interfere with anything that's going on with the election. So, I was like, oh, wow. You guys can see 98.5% are basically pricing in a 25 basis point deduction in interest rates coming up in 8 days from now. So we're going to see how this plays out. Obviously, these numbers could fluctuate depending on unemployment numbers and the GDP that's dropping tomorrow. So we'll definitely keep you guys informed for that. But for the most part, everything right now is pointing towards the upside, and that's what it looks like we're going to continue to keep doing. So, oh, Vita said Elon talked about Doge. I saw somebody put that in their thumbnail, and I was like, he must. I don't. I can put Elon talked about me today right on my thumbnail. Doesn't mean it happened. I didn't watch the video, but that makes sense now. So Elon talked about Doge. What's crazy is back in the day in 2021 when I was in Dogecoin, at that time when he would tweet. Right, he would tweet just something about Doge, or even just like the Doge, emblem or whatever the case he would put out. He would always put out subliminal, messages and stuff like that, but it would all refer to like Doge. And Doge would run up like 15-20% in like literally an hour, but it would always retrace, right? The fact that Doge is up, we'll pull up the chart, but the fact that Doge is up around 8% for right now, I don't know. Does he still have his power to move Doge? All right, Doge is actually moving. Doge doesn't look bad. Let's look out for the day. Today is the 29th. So, I mean, it really, if you really think about it, it's been moving. I don't know when he put out a tweet, We can look it up. But I mean, as of today, it's technically only up about 8%. So. Hernandez said, where's the NFK bubble? It would be nice to see it up there. So we need to break above the top 1,000 of cryptos, right? So crypto bubbles, if you look, you can go all the way to the top 1,000 per market cap, right? So you can see top 1,000. I don't remember what it is. I believe if you zoom out, oh, here it is right here. I believe the market cap has to be, so it has to be above $11 million. So anything above $11 million market cap technically will get a bubble. So that's where we pretty much, that's the threshold that we need to get to. So in some time, we will be there. Our goal is to get onto this top 100. That's going to be the goal for NFK. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Looking at the fear and greed index, guys, look at this. So we jumped up to 60. Again, yesterday we called it. It was at around 55. In fear, I said, listen, this is a lag. We're most likely going to be jumping over towards greed. The market cap. Look at the market cap, jumped up 5% for today. That is a massive move. Remember we were talking about previously about a lot of money that's been sitting on the sidelines? Well, you can see 5% basically jumped in today. Not 5% of all the money, but 5% increase. We got to remember, you're talking about over a $2 trillion asset being the whole crypto space. 5% increase. That's a massive amount of money. You can see the volume over $100 billion, up almost 47 or past 47% for the day. Absolutely ripping today. Dominance is not subsiding, guys, for Bitcoin. Sitting at around 58.89. Let's actually pull up the dominance on here. I believe it should. Yeah, it broke above 60%. Look at this. Broke above 60%. We talked about this yesterday. You know, as far as Bitcoin's dominance, you know, absolutely ripping right now. Nothing to be too worried about. But if you're wondering, man, why is my meme coin or why is my altcoin not going absolutely crazy today? Bitcoin is about to hit all-time highs. Well, this is the reason why, right? A lot of money is coming into the market, but it's coming into majority of Bitcoin, right? And that's not a bad thing. We want to see Bitcoin thrive. We want to see Bitcoin absolutely rip, right? In due time, I guarantee that as long as Bitcoin continues to just build the confidence in the market and it keeps just bringing in that momentum, that, you know, the volume, the liquidity into the space, that money, that volume, that liquidity, not all of it, but a big chunk of it is going to convert over to altcoins, right? And that's when you're going to start seeing altcoins going crazy and you're going to see Bitcoin's dominance starting to subside, right? But for right now, it's all about Bitcoin, right? It's all about Bitcoin. And you know what? It's a good thing, guys. Let it be. If anything, for some of your projects like Ladies right now, Ladies is up, right? If you compare it to yesterday, but technically today it's down 1%, 1.8%. In my opinion, you're still getting an opportunity to jump in on some of these projects that haven't absolutely gone crazy yet, right? Because you know, if Bitcoin continues to do what it's doing, these alts, or you're going to wake up in the next few days, in the next few weeks, and these altcoins, these meme coins, are going to go absolutely crazy. They're going to go absolutely crazy. I guarantee it. So, so dominance, you know, like I said, it can scare you, the fact that we're above 60%, but in my opinion, it's nothing but a good thing. We're going to let that happen. So we'll let it be. Looking at anything else right now that's absolutely rallying, we have Myro. Myro is not really doing too much. It is up 6% for the day. What on the crypto bubbles is running? Sui. Let's pull up Sui's chart. Sui absolutely killing it right now. Actually getting close to all-time highs, as you guys can see. Pulling up the chart here, you can see it finally broke above the 236. And you can see it's at $2.05. All-time high for Sui is only $2.36. So we're really not too far away from this all-time high. So absolutely ripping right now. Solana's getting a little bit of a cool off, but you guys can see Solana. I don't have a fib retracement on this chart, but you can see Solana. All-time highs for Solana is around $209. We jumped up earlier today around 183. If we map where we're at right now to where the top of Solana is, 17%. So we're really not that far away. Bitcoin, though, I mean, Bitcoin's literally at less than 0.5% away from all-time highs. Freaking crazy. TJ, what's going on? Shazan said Elon. He's talking about Dog Elon. Bro, no one has mentioned Dog Elon in here in a while, bro. But I will pull it up because my heart goes out to you. Oh, look at this. This thing jumped up. I wonder if Dog Elon jumped up because of maybe Elon just starting to talk about crypto again, potentially. Look at this for the day. I mean, this thing came alive. No way. This thing's up 53% for the day. No freaking way. Let me check the date here. The 3rd. Hold on. The 29th. This thing's up. No way. It says it's up 17%. Why is it telling me it's up 50% on the chart? Oh, it was up 50%. And look at this godly candle. I guarantee that was a pump because of Elon right there. Let's see here. Today's the 29th. I keep thinking it's the 28th for some reason. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it technically at some point was up about 43.4% right here. You can see. So, I mean, that shows you guys what I've been saying, especially about this project. I told you, people forget about stuff like this, and then out of nowhere, this thing will start running. Now, I mean, it's not like it's out, you know, it's going crazy. It did run up about 50%, but you can see it also retraced about 20+% since then. So you saw a lot of people jump into the project and then jump out for right now. So as far as a prediction, I mean, dude, all I can say is if you've been holding on to this project, my heart goes out to you because this project has I always tell everybody, if you're holding on to this project, you have you've mastered patience is what I would say for this project, because I did, you know, buy in on this like back in like 2020, 2021, and I ran it up and sold, and my God, since then, not saying that it's crashed or anything, but I mean, it's down like crazy. I think the thing that drives me crazy about this project is you come back 6 months later and it's in the same spot. Right. So, I mean, you have some big spots for some resistance right now that is basically, it broke above briefly, but you can see like particularly this 15 area right here, the 15 spot. This is going to be a big spot for some resistance. Right. So you can see you guys have come up multiple times. You broke through briefly just now today, but look, you came right back down and you're basically hovering right below it. So I would say, you know, you have some big hurdles to jump over, but for the most part, this right here, you can look at it as a good thing, right? At least it's bringing a little bit more exposure to the project in regards to people like, oh crap, remember Dog Elon Mars? That thing's still around. I'm gonna throw some money at it. Market cap very small at 83 million. So I mean, very much potential. I'm gonna hit bullish for you, bro. Potential for this thing to actually run, but you know, who knows? Who knows? MILADY checking this out. $58 million market cap. Absolutely crazy. So small. That's what she said, though, right? Shazan said they're saying that Coinbase and Binance is going to be listing Dog Elon. Bro, I'm not here to like talk trash about that project whatsoever, but I highly doubt that's happening. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. But who knows? Who knows, bro? I hope it happens. I really do. I hope it happens for you guys. Gene said, do you still believe that MILADY will delete 3 zeros in the next bull run? Well, I don't know if I said 3 zeros, bro, but I did say market cap anywhere from $2 to $10 billion is what I'm anticipating. And I just bought back in, Gene. So yes, we're running it up, bro. I just bought a big bag of MILADY like 2 days ago. So we're definitely going to run it up, bro. Definitely going to run it up. Let's jump in on some DeFi. What's going on, Mike? So where is the Roaring Kitty squad at? Are they here today? I know they usually flood in. They usually flood in for a little while. Roaring Kitty's at the top of our list for today. Up around 23%. Troll coin, this is on Chronos, is up about 15%. I actually just jumped in earlier on Troll coin. Hear me out. Volume is very low, only about $2,000, right? But this project, this is on Chronos, right? So I always tell you guys I have a bunch of Crow that I want to, do stuff with that I need to put into projects before we start ripping. Well, if you look, we broke below this spot right here that I always told, this was previously too, because we've been watching this project for a while and jumping in also when Call first dropped, it brought so much momentum into the Chrono space that this project started ripping as well. And I remember, jumping in down here and riding this thing all the way up. No Diddy on that one either. But pretty much this spot under the yellow, which is the 14 level that we just broke above slightly, is pretty much a buy zone. So I was able to catch it below this buy zone or pretty much right at it and kind of waiting to see if this thing's going to run. What it usually will do is it'll just go dormant and then it just out of nowhere explodes and it starts running like crazy, but it's usually short-lived, right? Where this thing will run up a few 100% and then you can see obviously these crazy spurts and it'll usually have some dramatic moves up and down, so I'm here for the ride. Definitely trying to catch this run up before it starts moving. So jumped in on Troll coin. Let's see here. Myro, we already talked about that, up about 4%. Let's look at the losers for today on our list. Used car flip. Used car is down. Restore the Public is down. I actually just bought in on RTR as well. Picked that up. Moonflow. If you guys remember, I was calling Moonflow. I called this out probably about a month ago. I'm pissed because I bought in and I sold like well too early, but you can see in the last few days this project has absolutely ripped as well. It's all about having patience, but if I would have had patience, because I bought in right at this support level, this thing shot up today over 100% as of yesterday. Going into today, you can see as of today it's the numbers reset, so it's technically down 0.5%, but really it's up still probably about 70% from yesterday. So this thing freaking ripped. Yeah, it's up about 76% from yesterday. So, I mean, absolutely ripped. We called this out, probably about a few weeks ago, a month ago. I don't remember when I bought in, but yeah, not too happy that I sold off, but it is what it is. No Fud Koala. How's she doing today? Not looking too bad. Definitely, it looks like we bottomed out. You can see, I mean, still such a small market cap. This thing is not going to take much, guys, especially with Solana coming up. NFK is going to be running. We just need to pick up our volume. We need to pick our volume up like crazy. Flip, GameStop. He called this yesterday on the stream. My boy was saying, can you check out GameStop on Solana? Not GameStop. He had me go for 10 minutes doing TA on GameStop, the stock. And then finally after 10 minutes stopped me and said, oh no, bro, I was talking about Solana. So I was like, oh, okay. But one thing that we pointed out, and I said this the other day, with GameStop looking like, I don't know about today, but yesterday it was picking up traction. And I'm talking about GME on the stock market, right? I know a lot of us don't really trade stocks. But me personally, if I'm going to jump in on GameStop, I would prefer to jump in on the Solana version of GameStop. They are not affiliated, but they run together, right? And the reason is because this market cap at $30 million is so small compared to the actual GameStop stock, right? So you're going to see more dramatic moves on a project like this. So if you ever get wind that GME is about to start running, and this is GME on the stock market, right? Roaring Kitty comes out and starts, tweeting that he's, buying back in or something like that. I would honestly look into, and this isn't financial advice, but look into the GME on Solana, because when GameStop's running on the stock market, this GME on Solana starts ripping, and it usually will do double the numbers of what the actual GameStop's doing. So, Demon said AMC will be pumping too. Hell yeah. Rugged, what's going on, bro? Shazan said NFK predictions. Bro, you know what? I think the sky's the limit for NFK. I really do think the sky's the limit. What I really do want to see us is not as all of us, but we need, and I already said we're going to be doing this, is bringing in a lot of volume, right? We need to get the word back out there. We've kind of been not just cruising, but kind of just letting it be. We wanted to get a lot of the people that weren't long-term out of the project before we started investing more as far as with ads, marketing, and stuff like that. So with that being said, you know, we definitely want to start getting that taken care of here soon, especially now that Solana has picked back up, right? Solana picking back up, that's just going to be nothing but a catalyst for us to really, you know, get NFK back up and running. And I think that we easily can break that $1 million market cap, you know, from where we're at right now. And I'm just saying, like, just going real conservative. And that's a 20x from where we're at right now, right? It would not take much money for us to run up that high that quick. So Shazan said, wouldn't raids be good again? Oh yeah, definitely. 100%. Everything that we basically did at the beginning of our journey definitely would be a good move for that. You know, another project that I think's gonna maybe jump out, that's maybe starting to get a little bit of traction, Gina, is Tonic on Chronos. Not a big fan of this project, but I'm starting to see, remember I told you guys that I was, you know, in this project when it first dropped, and I was in a lot of the Facebook pages and the social media pages on Tonic. I'm starting to see people talking again in these pages, right? And that usually is an indicator that, you know, that the volume's going to start probably picking up and people are starting to start looking back into the project. From what I was reading, a lot of people are still holding like crazy large amounts. A lot of people have their money staked in this project and it's actually locked in for like another year is what I'm hearing. So maybe something to look into. Me personally, I was going to buy in on Tonic, but I ended up jumping out. I did buy in. It ran up like 5%. I was like, you know what? I'm jumping out because I was like, if people start unstaking all their stuff, I don't want to be there left holding the bag while they're just dumping, you know, trying to flee. So we'll see how that goes. But let's see some things. Bitcoin right now. Let's see here. That daily just looks so freaking like just superior right there. Looks like for right now we haven't bounced clearly, but it looks like somewhere around this 71,300 we found some solid support around there. We haven't really bounced necessarily on that. On the 30-minute, you guys can see we had this crossover where the looks like the 50 and the 100-day crossed over and they're pointing towards the upside. So this is nothing but a good thing. This is normally what you see when we're on a big rally, right? These easily can flip back over, but for now, it looks like this 50-day moving average, this is on the 30-minute, should come as some savior if we do decide to come back down. And like I said, this 71,300 is probably going to be a big spot for some support. So we'll see how that plays out, guys. One article, we're not really going to get into too much articles today, but one thing I wanted to just jump in on, obviously Bitcoin's price explodes above 72,000 as bullish bets build, new all-time highs imminent. And let's see here. So Bitcoin has surged past the $72,000 mark on Tuesday, driven by bullish momentum ahead of U.S. presidential elections and crucial economic data releases. Now, remember, I didn't even bring up the election that's in 7 days from now, right? Like I said, we have a lot of economic data that are numbers that are going to be dropping every day for this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Friday is probably going to be the biggest one with the unemployment numbers dropping. That's what I think we're looking for because remember, next week we have the elections on the 5th. On the 6th is the FOMC meeting. So next week is going to be a big week as well, right? And we talked about this. No matter who gets in the office, right? We're not going to get into the political crap. Whoever gets in the office, whoever you're voting for, I respect it, right? I really don't care. I just want to, we want to see the best for crypto. That's basically where I'm going to leave it. But the point of what I'm getting to is we've pulled up charts, not even going to pull it up now, but we pulled them up plenty of times where you look at post-election, regardless of who wins, Bitcoin in the last 8 years, right? So you go 4 years and 4 years past that it was basically election years. 2016, 2020, now we're in 2024. 2016, 2020, they've all started off after the election, started a massive, massive run. A lot of you are familiar. I wasn't in during 2016, but definitely was in 2020. And we saw what happened 2021, right? Little did we know that it actually kicked off and started it. When you look back at the charts, basically at the end of 2020 is where it pretty much started. And that's pretty much where we're at right now, right? And think about where we're starting, right? $70,000+. So if the markets just start going crazy after this post-election, which is next week, we could be easily seeing 100, 125, dare I say $150,000 Bitcoin prices. Think about how much money is going to be coming into the space. Think about that. And like I said earlier today, guys, do not worry that just because Bitcoin is running and maybe your favorite altcoin is not performing on par with Bitcoin today. You know how it works. It's a lag effect, right? Bitcoin right now is getting all the exposure. That's what we want to see. But eventually, if you have patience, if Bitcoin continues to stay strong and bring in that momentum, that volume, you're going to see a lot of that liquidity eventually start converting over, and people are going to start basically taking profits from Bitcoin and starting to look for those 2, 10, 20x projects that have a lot smaller market caps. That's when we get into altcoin season, guys. So it's all playing out, right? Not exactly like we predicted, but it's all playing out like we imagined and like we hoped, right? So we're in October, right? October. We've been calling this. These next 3 months should be very, very parabolic. And I still do believe that we're going to go into 2025 being parabolic as well. But I do think, I keep telling you guys, that I think by the end of the first quarter, somewhere around March, right? Timeframes can differ, but somewhere around there is probably where we've already topped out in the market. We've already pretty much gone through altcoin season. We've gone through DeFi season, and we're probably going to start our downward move, getting into a bear market probably towards maybe the later half of 2025, potentially all of 2026, right? Which isn't a bad thing, guys, because on this channel, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing what we were doing in the bear market, right? And that's going to be patience and setting ourselves up for the next run. It's really that simple, guys. I think the hard part is really just having the patience on waiting for the markets to bottom out. Just like vice versa, right now we're waiting for the markets to top. When you're going into a bear market, right, it's hard to sit there and wait, because you're going to see some of your favorite projects and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's down 20%, it's down 30%. Oh, I'm buying in. And then 2 months down the road, it's gone down another 50% because we're in a bear market, right? So patience, guys. So now just under 2% below its March record high, near 74,000. Now remember, this article was earlier. Bitcoin appears poised for the retest of these levels. According to data, the Poly market, former President Donald Trump holds a commanding lead over the Democratic nominee Kamala Harris in betting markets, increasing the likelihood of a Republican sweep. You guys can see, obviously, on Poly market, we're not going to get into it, but you guys can see this is a betting site, right? These aren't the actual polls, but I really don't even fall into really any of the polls, right? I think, the only thing you can wait for is the day of the election, right? To see who comes out and actually votes, right? All this right now these are just predictions. These aren't actual, we don't know until after the fact. So this outcome suggests that the U.S. may become more pro-crypto under a Trump-lead administration. And it looks like it's getting a little political, so we'll keep it going because I don't want flipping out in the chat. Let's see here. So Bitcoin's price market trends strengthen. So bullish sentiment on Bitcoin's market is heating up. CoinGlass data reveals that the funding rate for leverage long Bitcoin futures has climbed above 0.2%, the highest level in over 6 months. This sharp increase in funding rates points to a surge in a demand for leverage long Bitcoin positions, with open interest reaching nearly 43 billion on Tuesday, a jump of almost 6 billion in just 4 days. While some analysts caution that this leverage buildup could risk a market reversal or a long squeeze, sentiment remains heavily bullish. And another thing too is, imagine how many people, and I might have this chart up. Let me see here. Oops, remove that. Let me see here. I might have, let me see if we have this chart up. So the price, I don't like these charts. what I'm trying to pull up here is, so these are the longs to shorts right now, right? And what I was saying is basically, you know, another thing that's really helping Bitcoin just continue to keep that momentum and run is shorts are getting absolutely wrecked, right? Anybody that's been opening up shorts in the last week, unless they opened up like a very small leverage, they're getting wrecked. They're getting absolutely wrecked, which means that, you know, all those short squeezes are helping Bitcoin's momentum just continue to keep running, right? Now you can see on this chart, this is basically giving you a ratio of shorts to long. You can see that there are more shorts right now that have opened up, because I guarantee these are people that are basically trying to chase right now, right? They're like, they've been wrecked all day. They've been, you know, wrecked for the last probably few days, and they're pissed, right? The bears right now are fuming, right? They're like, what the I was told that Bitcoin was going down. I was told that, you know, that we were going to see a crash. You know, my favorite YouTuber told me there was going to be a crash, and now I just lost $5,000 in the last few days. I'm opening up another short. Bitcoin is not going to break all-time highs, right? And that's pretty much what you're seeing. Maybe not that exact scenario, but something like that right now as the shorts are piling up, you know, and I would imagine somewhere around all-time highs. If I was at least to open up a short right now, I would, if I had to, I would be putting it up around a little bit above the all-time high, right? Because, you know, that probably would be the most, you know, logical spot to put. But I personally wouldn't open up a freaking short. Yesterday, when we were in the member stream, Bitcoin, I don't remember what it ran up to 69,000. And I was trying to open up a short live. And after I disconnected the stream, there was a little window that popped up that I didn't see, that it was asking for me to sign in to my Phantom wallet. That's why it didn't go through, guys. But if you were here, I tried opening up a short and it did drop, right? But you can see, obviously, if I would have kept that short open as of yesterday at around 69,000, I would have got my ass handed to, right? So I will say that Jupiter swap helped me out, because they didn't open up the swap or the leverage that I was trying to open up. So Ricky said it's good to be short at around 124K. I would imagine. Shazan said only 21 likes. We got 32 people here. Make sure you guys slap those likes. Shazan's going to start flipping out. I'm telling you guys. Just make sure you do it. But yeah, you can see, obviously, with the leverage, you know, a lot of people don't take in consideration that right now shorts are just getting wrecked, and it's actually helping drive the price continuously up, right? So charts analysts support this outlook as well. Bitcoin's weekly chart shows a bullish breakout from a flag pattern in place since March. Now, you guys remember, we have been mapping out this freaking bull flag. If you guys remember, I haven't talked about it probably in the last few weeks, but you guys know I have all the sound bites basically telling you guys, look at this bull flag that is played out. Remember? And I honestly don't think that it's even played out to its fullest anywhere near yet, right? We've had this bull flag that's basically been playing since we made all-time highs in March, right? And we are in this descending channel that I told you guys, this looks like a massive bull flag if you look at the daily. And you can see that we've so far had a nice breakout. And the other day when we came back, remember, it's hard to remember after today, but we broke above 69,000 briefly. And remember, I told you guys, we bounced on top of the channel of the bull flag, which was very bullish. And since then, you can see what's happened. We have absolutely ripped. And this right here just, you know, goes to tell you guys, we're going to see moves like this where we run up to a certain spot and we're going to have to come back to retest certain levels, right? I still think, I know a lot of us don't want to hear this, but I still think I would like to see us come back and retest 69,000 before we get too high, right? I feel like if we're where we're at right now, yes, it'll be a dramatic move to the 69,000 area, but I feel like if we can come back and retest the 69,000 area and just give us that confidence that we have not seen yet, even when we broke all-time highs, we still never really got that secure bounce above 69, letting us know that 69,000, which is our previous all-time high from 2021, has finally become our bottom, and it has finally become support, right? We haven't seen that yet. So what I honestly would prefer to happen is if we are going to retrace, let's do it soon. Let's come back to that 69,000, right, before we start blasting off. Because imagine if we break all-time highs, we run up, let's just say scenario, we run up to about 75K, and then we come back to retest 69,000. You know, it's gonna people are gonna think that we just pumped real fast and that's it, and you might end up causing a little bit more of a sell-off than we need, right? With people in fear again that we were just breaking 75 and that was the top. So that's what I think. That's what I would like to see. Obviously, you know, we have no. I'm just a dog. I'm just a small dog in the fight right now, but I feel like that would be probably one of the most bullish scenarios. Now, another scenario is we don't even need to come back to retest any of those levels. We really don't. You know, Bitcoin, very strong, a lot of momentum behind it. Hype is coming in. This thing could easily just continue to run and find that support that I'm calling for around 69. It could be at 70. It could be at 71, right? It could be at any one of these support levels that we have mapped, you know, and us be perfectly fine and just continue our upward movement. So basically what I'm getting to is if we do drop down to 69,000, do not get worried. I don't think that we have anything to worry about. I think that would be nothing but a positive thing if we do drop down to 69. But obviously a better scenario would be us not even coming back to retest that area. So Troy's in the house. What's going on, bro? Demon said, so all coins will start first or meme coins? Bro, you know what? I don't know. I think, you know, as far as alts in general, right? Because remember, all coins are anything other than Bitcoin. You know, they're all going to have their own time to shine, right? So, I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, you know, meme coins are going to go first. They could. We've been noticing during this bull run that meme coins have been doing, when we do start seeing the market starting to run, particularly alts, have you noticed that, you know, usually meme coins will start running, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, you start seeing like Milady and you see Myro and Bunk and Pepe and Dog with Hat and, you know, Mog, you know, and on all these meme coins start going crazy, right? Before, or maybe moving a little bit more dramatically towards the upside versus, you know, like Solana, Ethereum, you know, Sui that's even running right now. A lot of these bigger projects, you know, you could see the memes start to take over because what happens is out of nowhere, I don't know if it's like a light switch goes off or it's just, you know, maybe on Twitter or whatever the case, people start getting very interested in meme coins and they just start running. So that's hence is why I jumped in on Milady a few days ago because, you know, you could just feel it was coming. So excuse me. Oh yeah. These people are driving me crazy right now. JDM, what's going on, bro? JDM said, how's it going, guys? Sorry, I just had time to come in. Did you see Roar hit $10 million? I saw Roar was up like crazy. We were, I put out the bird call for you, bro. I was like, where's my roaring people at? I wonder, bro, look at this. You broke all-time highs. Are you guys, now let me ask you this, bro. Now that you're in the chat, GME on Solana and GME, the stock has been doing pretty good as well. Obviously, Roaring Kitty, you know, I know it has no affiliation, but, you know, it kind of is affiliated. Do you think this is the reason why you guys are seeing, you know, more explosive moves, you know, particularly, you know, going on today? Because you guys are technically up right now 23, 24%, and obviously coming off of an all-time high. Guess let me know whenever you want to come back and contact or comment on that. But yeah, definitely not a coincidence. Roaring Kitty's doing good. And like I said, GME is doing GameStop. You can see GameStop on Solana. I mean, it's not ripping like crazy, but I mean, it was up 30-40% as well. Oh yeah, so he says he thinks everything we have multiple narratives plus strong community built of Shiba OGs. How'd you get all the Shiba OGs to come run into the project? What's your secret? You guys all probably have a Discord and you're like, all right, we're gonna run into this project together. Well, I will say, bro, you keep the community strong. Keep the community strong. Work as a team, right? Because we say this as well with our project is, even if you're not a dev, you're an investor, right? And we all have the same goal. We want to see the project thrive. So work as a unit together, right? And continue to just keep tackling, whether it's doing raids, marketing, whatever the case is, right? Keep the momentum on your side. Keep the momentum on your side, bro. But that's good. If you guys are curious, obviously Roaring Kitty is on Ethereum, right? So you would have to, if you do trade on Ethereum, look it up, $Roar. Market cap, even though they've pumped like crazy, I mean, still under a $10 million market cap. So really nothing, out of this world. You guys are starting to get to that level where, you could potentially start getting, interest with some central exchanges, So good luck with that, bro. We're here to support for sure. When you brought up Roar, was it only at $2 or $3 million market cap? That's crazy. I feel like it was only like that was like a week ago, dude. That was literally like a week ago. So you guys have had some massive movement. Yesterday we were talking about, I don't mean to switch the subject on you. We were talking about this grass project that just dropped on Solana. If you were wondering if anybody had, you guys, I know I was like the last week, my freaking Phantom wallet was just not giving me balances, and I kept trying to do swaps and it was like taking forever. I'm like, what in the hell? I kept like restarting my phone, restarting the app. I'm like, what is going on here? And then like a week or literally a few days later, which was yesterday, we covered an article about this grass project that just did the biggest airdrop in Solana's history, right? So I don't know exactly what you had to do to claim the airdrop, but they literally airdropped to over 20 million users on Solana, right? And I think it's still going away right now where users are basically claiming their the airdrop. But a massive campaign on this new grass. Don't have any affiliation. I don't even know what the hell the project is, right? We read the article yesterday as far as what was going on and why Phantom Wallet was basically not running at optimal speeds, let's just say. Check out what's going on with Twitter. It says, me after my $200 in Bitcoin became $202 overnight. Start thinking about what are you going to buy. Sheesh, I could start doing this daily. I could quit my job and start trading. We've all been there, right? Look at Michael Saylor. Bitcoin to the moon. Okay. That's Ricky right now in the background. Right when Bitcoin hit that 72K. Look at this. How sure are you? Do you think Bitcoin will pump in Q4? Look at him. He just walked away. You guys think big $250,000 Bitcoin is coming, guys? You guys think $250,000 Bitcoin is coming? I personally don't. I don't think it's going to be this cycle. $250,000. I think that's outrageous. But I definitely do think that 100,000 could be on the table. Definitely could be on the table. All right, Twitter. Disappoint me today. All right, guys. Well, listen. I'm going to let you guys go. Today's a good day, guys. Like I said, if you're going to remember anything from the stream, remember we could easily come back down to 69K, and we will be perfectly fine, guys. All right? Retracements are perfectly fine. And all in all, we're looking great. ETFs inflows today, absolutely shattered. I'm sure when we get the numbers tomorrow, going to be crazy, right? Going to be absolutely crazy. Tomorrow, like I said, we have a lot of numbers coming out. Tomorrow, JOLTS, job openings. That was today. What do we have? We have GDP coming out tomorrow, right? So we might be streaming tomorrow morning. I'll find out what we have lined up, but we might end up streaming tomorrow morning because I think that's why we're seeing some little bit of a retracement right now, and the market closed as far as the stock market. So we're having a little bit of a cool off. I'm sure volume has dropped off from earlier compared to earlier. So GDP dropping tomorrow. So that's going to be a big thing that we're going to be focused on tomorrow as well. So with that being said, guys, I thank you guys so much. Hey, shout out to each and every one of you guys. If you guys have been holding all through this, I know your portfolios are probably looking good. And if you're in alts right now and they're not going crazy yet, have patience. Have patience, guys. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope you guys have a fantastic night, and we will be here tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be here tomorrow morning, so make sure you guys look out for the stream, all right, guys? Other than that, thank you. Have a fantastic night.